catch and run with the football. So he's strong enough to be able to catch and run with the football, break and tackle, and dive into the end zone. So I think his overall speed and explosiveness is why I think you see some free access on him in the red zone.
He's got the most experience among those guys vying for the number 3 running back spot.
Yeah, I like Mac. I tell you, the number one thing you notice about Mac is the way he. I think when you are vying for a spot, I think that's huge because. Now, I always tell our players, I don't ever see anybody tiptoeing through the tulips. Okay, that's just pitter pattern, running a route, going through the hole. So he's been hitting the hole with explosiveness. He's been catching the football. We're pleased with his progress.
A lot of running backs in Philly, but no fullbacks. Where does a guy like C.J. Ham fit in your scheme?
Yeah, first off, if you just talk from a team standpoint before we get to offense, obviously he's one of our core teamers. So obviously it helps the football team that way, playing all 4 special teams. So when you break it down to just offense, it's nice when you have a fullback in there, and it allows you your play action game, your 2-back play action game, to really take off. Obviously, it allows you to run the football with 2 backs and some old school ISO plays. You can run power, with a fullback, which we love. So I think whenever you have a fullback that's an athletic guy, okay, that's not just the old school, I got a big old neck roll on type fullback, okay, that's just a straight ahead guy. I think that provides you a lot of position flexibility. And the thing with CJ that I love is he is still athletic enough to be able to move around and catch the football. So you're going to see him moving around in a bunch of different spots this fall if he continues to do what he's doing.
You need a new quarterback to get on the same page with the center.
It depends. It depends. We're very fortunate that both those guys love football. They've been communicating a bunch out, during the rookie camp. Pat was out here for practice, and he and Kirk are going over everything together, play by play. Would we love to have both those guys out here on the field? 100% we would, but that's not the case right now, unfortunately. We're just fortunate that both those guys are really, really bright guys that I don't think it's going to take.
Fun Treadwell so far.
I'll tell you, I'm really proud of that guy. I'll tell you, he has worked his butt off to really improve. I think from what I've heard, he's matured. I think you see a young man that is having some success in not letting that success go to his head. And we're going to continually challenge him every single day to stay mentally focused, okay? To stay mentally focused, and he can do that. There's no doubt in my mind he can do that. So I'm really happy where he is right now, and obviously you saw him make a bunch of plays yesterday in the red zone, and with that body type, I mean, that's a unique guy. That's a big guy that can run fast. So we need him to keep progressing.
Last year, what you've seen in the training camp, where do you think he's improved?
I've just seen his routes be a lot more precise. I see him coming off the football with a little bit more violence. I see his blocking on the perimeter, more effort there, better angles to get to the safety. So I think you just see an overall player that's just maturing not only on the field but off the field as well. So we're really proud where he's at right now.
You've been able to see it out here in other places?
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what, that was a heck of a catch because, I mean, the one in the corner of the end zone, he was covered. That was great coverage by Xavier Rhodes. Okay, so I know, it looked like a pretty touchdown and all, but that was not an easy touchdown. So, the thing he does for a big man, which he does a great job of leaning on people and understanding how to use his body. So when you have a body like Raquan does, if you know how to use it, you can really be a dangerous weapon.
Getting off the line of scrimmage, why is he so good at getting away from press coverage?
Because I think he's got a lot of quick twitch. I mean, he can change direction on a dime, and DBs have to respect that. So, his press coverage is going to be a lot of times at 2 yards, really, and not 1 yard, because the DB does not want to get beat over the top. So, press coverage for him a lot of times is going to be a little bit different than some other guys. And the thing that we really stress with him is what to do off the line of scrimmage is really use your hands. I mean, if the DB wants to be violent with you, you have to get violent back. Okay, that's our ground too. We're allowed to go there as well as the DB is. So attack angles on the DB. Don't attack him right down the middle. I think you saw that little spring with him where he was attacking the defender right down the middle of him, where instead of attacking the shoulder and gaining leverage where he needs to go.
In the red zone, throwing to the back of the end zone, because how lightly defended it is. How much can a receiver of Treadwell's size help to go up and get it back there?
A lot. And I think you saw us throw one to Rudy back there, and obviously Rudy's a really, really big man. But again, helps a lot. When you have two guys that are big men that can go up and get the football, then obviously that's going to help your red zone touchdown percentage 100%.
Calvin, Latavius, do you like backs that have different qualities, or do you like maybe a 1-2 punch where each of those guys brings kind of the same thing?
I like really good players, and both those guys they both bring different things to the table. Obviously, Latavius is a bruiser type back, but it can still be a 3-down back. There's no doubt in my mind he could be a 3-down back and wear people down. Where obviously you see the explosiveness from Dalvin, and he could be a 3-down back as well, because both those guys are really, really good in pass protection. So, to me, I'm not really one to say, hey, we need 3 different body types in the backfield. You just want the best players we can get.
As far as somebody who can be a change of pace back?
I'd say he, for a young guy, he runs really, really good routes out of the backfield. And he's a mature guy. He takes pride in his job. He's very mature for a rookie. Very mature for a rookie. And doesn't say much, just comes out here and does his job, which is what you should do as a rookie. Keep your mouth shut and do your job. So I'm really, really pleased where he's at right now. He's done a really, really nice job. I'm really pleased where he's at.
For a quick update, just on what you've seen out of Trevor Siemian first week in camp.
On who I'm talking?
Trevor Siemian, just what you've seen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 99, let's take it out.
In the offensive meeting. And Trevor's a guy to me, I said this in front of the whole offense, that's why I'm telling you. Trevor's a guy that does simple better. Okay? He does simple better. And I used an example about Trevor in front of the whole offense last night. He has a really simple thought process when he goes to the line of scrimmage. Okay? He doesn't make it too hard. He doesn't overthink. He gets the ball, he'll check the ball down. If there's a throw to be made down the field, he makes it. Trevor's playing much, much faster now than when he was here. Okay? And we've really challenged him to speed up everything he does, and he's accepted that challenge. And he's really done a nice job. And I think you can see his play is on the field these last few days has shown that.
Brian O'Neill's progress.
Yeah, Brian's done a really good job. I mean, obviously, I read the other day somebody wrote a story about 6,000 calories. That's new to me. That's a pretty neat story whoever wrote that. So thanks for that information. But he's getting better every day. I mean, watch him get to the second level today. I mean, he gets there with ease. Now, the thing he needs to keep working on is his anchor and his hands and his angles, in pass protection. But you see a guy get to the second level like him, it's pretty special.
Step in, take over for Tony, and a lot of the players are saying it's seamless, despite the emotions, because everyone is still dealing with that. What do you see as how well they've done that?
Sure. They've done a fabulous job. And whenever you are dividing up responsibilities in a position room, and a position room as intimate as the O-line, okay, you've got to really, really examine the people that are going to be involved in that decision. And both those guys have zero ego, and they want to see the team win. And so there's not going to be any push and pull with those two guys. Both guys are going to install in front of the team, and are going to have equal voice and equal responsibility. So I think it was an easy decision for us to make to go that direction because of those two guys, and that's a credit to them. They've done a fantastic job of stepping up. Thanks everybody. Have a great day.
Jumping in when you only got so many weeks left until the regular season, you just kind of keep a Clancy head going in that room, or how do you trust that?
Yeah, I think every coach puts their own personality on how they coach. But certainly, Clancy did a great job laying a good foundation with those guys, and I'm playing catch up a little bit, learning how we call things or certain combination calls that we do or what have you with the tight ends. But I think I can acclimate quickly and jump in and help. How Todd, had there not been the change needed in coaching staff, what would have kind of been your role throughout the season if you weren't needed in this situation? Yeah, I think that my previous role is, is going to be helping John a lot, being his right hand with anything he asked me to do, whether it be go out in front and game plan or, help out with a certain position group or it's a little bit of a fluid scenario, but I'll still have time to do those things and help him where he gives me projects and so on. Being a coordinator, you spend a lot of time getting ready with all positions, so I certainly had a knowledge of what tight ends are offensive football for a long time. Specifically here, I hadn't been in any individual periods or position meetings or whatnot, but got to know the guys in the role that I was in.
As a special assistant, is there certain things that John is asking of you, whether it be like red zone or is there, basically what's your role still going to be in that area?
I think that'll unfold, as we get closer to the season in terms of what area he'll have me focus on. But just anything that he might want a little extra set eyes on, or a little bit more critique on, or something like that, he might hit me with. And that can be day to day or week to week, and certainly he'll set up for us before the season starts.
To this point, what sort of things have you working on?
A little bit of everything, different parts of the game plan, maybe different studies of other teams that we might be playing. It's been a little bit of everything.
What are your thoughts on the tight ends that you have? I think it looks like you got some pretty good depth there.
Yeah, it's a good group. I really like the guys. The first thing about them is they're hard workers and they want to get better. They're hungry to improve, and including Kyle, who's done it at a high level for a long time. Certainly excited about the young guys we have in the room as well. Complin's done a nice job kind of getting back up to speed after missing some time in the spring. And so between them and Blake and David and Josiah and Hop, I like those guys where they're at as a group.
What is Conklin first?
So obviously he's versatile. You saw him in college doing a lot of different jobs. He certainly has the body to play NFL tight end. And I'm excited about the skill set he brings and being able to move around the different spots.
How is he as a blocker?
I think any young tight end would tell you that they're a work in progress blocking. When you get up to this level and you're blocking defensive ends like Everson Griffin, you're on a whole new level. So he's a work in progress. I'll put it like that. But he certainly has a skill set to succeed in the future.
What did you learn and take away from your time as a coordinator?
A lot of lessons. I'm excited about the lessons I've learned, the knowledge I gained in that role. Certainly, I've got a wider knowledge of the offensive scheme as a whole, and excited to be able to show that by working with the different position groups that I have worked with in the past. You learn a lot of lessons about going through the ups and downs of seasons and dealing with expectation like we were. And I think I can be a little bit of a voice of wisdom here for a team that's expected to do great things. I was a part of that last year and saw the other side of it. So.
On a personal front, how much of an emotional roller coaster going back to the Sunday morning when you found out that Coach Ryan passed? It's been a roller coaster.
It's hard for everybody, and I knew Tony for just a short time that we were here together. I hadn't met him before, but he's the type of guy that you develop a relationship with quickly, I know people have joked about his perceived grumpiness and those types of things. I had so many great conversations with him in the short time we were together that really value the time I had. I feel for the guys in this building that have known him for longer than I have, certainly for his family and friends. That's a tough thing to go through on bringing the players back, so it has been an emotional roller coaster, but this organization is extremely fortunate. They have great leadership.
Beat my first 99, baby.
Mitch Gilman and even the Wolves and the way they've handled everything has just been top-notch, first class, and we've set our jaw and we're ready to get back to work.
You mentioned that sometimes you can be used to working with all of you. How would you say this offense is different from ones that you coordinated or ones you've been involved in?
Yeah, I think terminology is going to vary from place to place. That's the biggest kind of learning curve for me. Scheme is scheme. You can call it different things, but the patterns eventually look the same, and the blocking schemes.
One is they coming back for revenge.
In the past, for here it might be the line calls that we're making with the tackle on different looks and getting different double teams accomplished and things of that nature. Just the vernacular of the position, will be the things that I have to acclimate the focus to.
Oh shit, got 299s.
Leadership, they understand the job we have to do, and they understand the responsibility we have to this organization, this fan base, and the town. And this is a foundation set here, and their expectations that every one of us has to live up to.
turn this shit off so you can get off the court.
Having two voices to deliver one message or any kind of philosophical approach.
Oh yeah, I mean, Clancy, he's a great guy, a lot of experience in this league. He has a Super Bowl ring. So we're going forward. We planned everything out. We talked everything through. Whatever comes up, we come to a decision, and we go with it with one message. And that's the key thing so far. Is there's two voices, but there's one message. And it's been great. It's been great working with him. He's a good guy, good football coach, and he's passionate about what he does.
How cathartic was it to work with the guys?
You know, I think it was fine. You know, these guys they came back. You know, went to the funeral, and then our focus turned. And not that we forgot, you know, but our focus kind of turned to these training things. And it's kind of it.
Just jumping into some players, I know you're involved in the draft process. What was it about Brian O'Neill and the three new guys? And just how has he worked so far?
Brian's committed. He's acted like a pro. I mean, if you wouldn't know any better, the way he prepares, the way he studies, I think he's been in the league for a while. He's an athletic kid. He's a kid with a lot of upside. A kid with a lot of room to develop. But he's a guy that is he's strong, he's big, he's smart, he's very smart. He's something that you look for when you're trying to guy.
How much were you looking forward to the pads going on to get more evaluations of all the linemen?
He always loves him. When you take that offensive line mentality, that's what you want. You want the pass to go on the time you get football and the physical collision, fast, sports, and that's how you go to the offense. We've seen him progress a lot. You know, everything that we've coached, that we've tried to develop, he's taken to. We've gotten stronger. Our strength staff's doing a great job with us. He's taken everything we've coached and just with development. It's just where he can progress as a player. And he knows what he has to do to get to where he wants to go. And he's really striving for that.
Then stay on your fucking dude.
Like I said, it's been an emotional 2 weeks, but thankful for him for giving us this opportunity to work with this group of men. Thanks to Rick and the girls for having us to come in and get the job done.
I'll let you bag me in, nickel.
Yeah, those are nice words. You know, let's understand this. I would much rather be
Come on, y'all.
in school right now for obvious reasons. I mean, I lost a very good friend, and there's people who lost a very good husband, a very good father, and grandfather, and so forth. So, but that's my focus. And like I said, if I was coaching tight ends, it would be a much better place for a lot of people.
Does that make it harder and also more of a responsibility for you and Andy?
Throw it.
Situations.
I don't know if it seems hard. I mean, you know, this thing is not easy no matter what. With the time and everything else, making a change, you know, it just is what it is. And if you're old, you just
Play some fucking defense.
It's been tremendous. Yeah, it's been tremendous. And I was at home on my last day of our break when we had a phone call, and I was devastated. You know, my life was important. It was hard to function for all that day. And then, but I can't imagine Tony's family. Whatever I was doing, I mean, like I said, if I was coaching tight ends right now, it would be a much better place for us, for Tony's family, and all those that are involved in this tragedy.
Fucking ass.
Well, you know what? I'm not Tony. And that's what I'm not Tony Strong, you know. But luckily I have done this before with Atlanta and in Denver and so on and so forth, and I've had, you know, pretty good success doing it. So in that regard, in a way, it's like going back home again. But in no way am I trying to fill Tony's shoes. That's not fair to anybody to try to fill Tony's shoes.
To keep all my emotions in, but it's just God working mysterious ways. I'm just blessed to be back out here and feel these guys.
How are you feeling right now?
I feel great. You know, they got a plan for me around here. I just stick to it. You know, coaches take care of me, and I just go come out here and do my job to its full best.
Is any party at all surprised how you picked the point guard? Did you anticipate
to this point as quick, but I worked hard for it, so God rewarded me.
Was there an anxious anticipation as far as football and hitting is concerned, just based on what you went through last
year? Yeah, definitely. It was definitely, I was definitely anticipating getting back out here, getting that lick in, just get back out here and get back in pass, man. That's just a good feeling, man. So I did participate it, and the day came. I felt great about the day. I tried to get it in, but we did pass pro with the linebacker, so you get good licks in there, and you get. You got a good knee bend. You got to get down. Our linebacker.
Oh, the shit!
You got to be narrow with those guys. So I got some good licks in. We like that too. Yeah, we like it too. So. But going against a defense like that, it's always good for me and whoever else trying to get better. So that defense always gonna get us better, and I'm just glad I'm competing against them every day. Definitely.
Stupid ass.
Definitely, like I said, this was definitely a milestone for me getting back in pads. Getting out of knee brace was a milestone, but this definitely was, the point I needed right here. So, I'm happy I got it over with, and now we just coach them in and just keep getting better.
What's the next milestone?
Get to week 1, and let's do it. That's it.
New facilities, be comfortable knowing your way around yet?
Oh yeah, I've been here. This ain't nothing new for me. I was here when they opened, so I was rehabbing over the summer. So I've been here. This ain't nothing new for me.
Are you giving direction?
I can. I can give you a tour right now. I got you.
Are there any times still when you're a little hesitant or nervous to make a cut, or is that all sort of in the past now?
You can't be. That's when things happen. You gotta just go. You gotta live with the results. Like I said, I put a lot of work in, a lot of time into this thing, and you can't be hesitant. I'm not hesitant at all. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go out, and they know they gotta kind of tip on me down a little bit because that's just how I am. But they take good care of me around here, and that's why I love the organization.
Do you think that first preseason game is realistic, or is that kind of out of the realm?
I don't know what they got planned for. Like I said, I'm gonna take this thing day by day, and just
Good afternoon. Today is a very special day. We're excited to announce our high school games this year at Twin Cities Orthopedics Performance Center. Is something that we've been working on for many years. This was one of the first things that we talked about when we talked about our dream of building a new world-class facility, was to figure out a way to be able to create an environment to enhance a relationship with high school football here in the state of Minnesota. That's one of the reasons, the main reasons why we built our new outdoor stadium that will hold 6,000 fans. High school football is incredible. You just heard Kirk Cousins talk about those are his best years. Enjoyed so much. It's had a major impact on my family, on my son, who's a college football player, who's Rick Spielman's son, who's now a college football player also. High school football is so very important, not only from an athletic standpoint, but also just from an educational standpoint. And the many. Good afternoon. Today is a very special day. We're excited to announce our high school games this year at Twin Cities Orthopedics Performance Center. Is something that we've been working on for many years. This was one of the first things that we talked about when we talked about our dream of building a new world-class facility, was to figure out a way to be able to create an environment to enhance a relationship with high school football here in the state of Minnesota. That's one of the reasons, the main reasons why we built our new outdoor stadium that will hold 6,000 fans. High school football is incredible. You just heard Kirk Cousins talk about those are his best years of football that he enjoyed so much. It's had a major impact on my family, on my son, who's a college football player, who's Rick Spielman's son, who's now a college football player also. High school football is so very important, not only from an athletic standpoint, but also just from an educational standpoint and the many lessons that it teaches young men. And if we're blessed and fortunate, which has happened in the state of Minnesota, that these young men go on to play in college football and come to play in the NFL, then that's a true blessing. But the lessons that it teaches is really incredible. So we're just honored to be here before you today. One, for you to see the facility, but two, and I've had many days internally here in meetings and at night and in the morning that we've all talked about how important high school football is here in the state of Minnesota, and having a dream of seeing those young players be able to run out on the field and play under the lights here at Twin Cities Orthopedics Performance Center. We have 2 great regular season games this year, and then we also will host 3 playoff games. So we'll have 5 games here. And our goal is to expand this to be where it's statewide, and also to expand this even where we have 9-man football here. But we're excited to have Farmington and Eagan open up our stadium, and then to have Prior Lake and Lakeville North to be able to play here later in the year. And so I'm so thankful and honored to have a relationship with the Minnesota State High School League, and under their leadership of Bob Madison. And we're just glad to be able to continually open our home to all these high school players around the state of Minnesota and give them an opportunity and provide them with an environment where they can recognize their dreams not only as players, but also as student athletes, and to be able to stand tall, and also for us to continually put on the landscape for college coaches that there is great high school football here, and create an environment to have that atmosphere that really people enjoy. So again, we're excited, we're honored, we appreciate you coming out today. I know Bob will come up and share some thoughts, and then we'll open it up for questions. And I know there'll be a photo op with our players here who've taken the time to come visit here today. And young men, I really appreciate your hard work, your effort, and as Kurt said, I'm excited to be able to come and watch you all play. But always remember to be a student athlete, not just an athlete, but to be a student athlete and carry your torch loud and proud. And just know we here at the Minnesota Vikings appreciate your effort, your hard work, and we look forward to watching you compete here and go on and compete one day in college, and maybe one day compete in the National Football League. But again, we appreciate your sacrifice, your discipline, all your hard work, and what you stand for to make the great game of football as good as it is. So thank you for coming out today. And with that said, Bob, we appreciate you being here, and I'd like to welcome Bob Madison here to come up and share a few words with you. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Kevin, and thank you, Kirk Cousins, for really giving us an illustration of what high school football means to the state of Minnesota. The Minnesota State High School League is very grateful to the Minnesota Vikings and open your facilities here, your world-class facilities, to our student athletes and our member schools. Friday nights are special in Minnesota. The state of Minnesota is on any given Friday night across the state celebrating football. And I'm not sure there's a better community-driven activity. Football brings communities together on Friday nights, and we're really looking forward to bringing some of those communities together here this year. As Kevin mentioned, the communities that we'll be visiting, and they're going to have an incredible opportunity under the lights here at TCO, something that they'll never forget. I think we talk about communities, the Eagan community that we're in right now, and through the work of Sandra Setter, they will be celebrating their homecoming here at TCO, and that's going to be special for everybody. We know that football is often more than just a game. On Friday nights across the state, we have our bands, we have our cheerleaders, we have our dance teams, and those groups will also have an active option here to participate in that, and that is on behalf of, again, the Minnesota Vikings. This has been a year in the making, really. These conversations have taken place, and it's becoming a reality. Our student athletes here will get started on August 13th. Before I go any further, I'd like to introduce our gentleman here that will be transforming the lives of our student athletes through the sport of football this year, and thank you for the work that you guys do with your programs. So here we have Ben Hansen from Eagan, Ken Clam from Prior Lake, Brian Wasson from Lakeville North, and Adam Fisher from Farmington. So thank you guys for the work that you will do with our student athletes this year and making this available. I'd also like to recognize our athletic activities directors that are here today. In order for this to be a reality, they had to go back and work with their districts to make sure that this would work for them, and along with the Vikings. So Mike Swaber from Lakeville North, Sandra Setter, who I mentioned, from Eagan, Bill Cheetah from Farmington, and Russ Reeds from Prior Lake. Thank you so much. I would also say this is a stop with football. So again, thank you to the Minnesota Vikings and sharing their wonderful facilities and making us feel a part of their community as well. And you're a wonderful asset to the state of Minnesota. Thank you.
This time we can open up the questions for Kevin or Bob or any of the individual PM coaches.
Chaps, a lot of teams can talk about supporting football on a lower level, making a pipeline. Why is it important for Vikings to actually reach out and make a relationship?
You know, that's a great question. Is that one of the things, and the Wolf family, and I just want to give them major kudos, they've supported our vision. They're big proponents and supporters of high school football. One of the things that was really important to the Wolf family and to leaders in our organization was the fact that we kept our word and that we developed relationships. So many other professional sports franchises in all sports build, especially these new practice facilities, and people aren't allowed to come in. And we wanted to change the model, to pivot, to create an environment where you see kids here during practice, and that we have high school football games. And even though we have great aspirations and great dreams and we're excited, I really don't think people will understand the magnetic energy that's going to occur during these high school football games. That was on the field the other night, and to be able to sit there under the lights, under a full moon and a nice breeze, and to think of a fall, your son, your daughter, your neighbor, your friend, your grand kid to come and participate here, to run out of the tunnel, and have players like Kirk Cousins here watching. I don't know if that exists anywhere else, in the country from a wholesome attitude. So it was really